Everybody, breathe in. Holy shit, my lung capacity is not at the most optimal rate. I am extremely unfit. Yes, you read the title correctly. Shut up, Mike's dead. It's not time for you to speak. Yes, you read the title correctly. I, today, will be guiding you in a way that you've never been guided before, and quite frankly, will never be guided again, to a place of or even me. However way you snore, or maybe you don't snore, maybe you just sleep like this. Barely breathing, barely hanging on to life, which I feel is the most optimal way to sleep. Now, I did try this once before to rave reviews. Homicidal ASMR, I believe they call it. 46 people watched that. I think probably half of those views could have been me, because it was so amazing the way I can get myself to sleep, that I use it a lot, when my mind is racing. So enough of blabber, and without continuing on with this long-winded intro, let's go on this journey together, shall we? You are in a grassy field with a slight southeasterly breeze, nice and cool, but not too cool. Warm enough where it is relaxing, but not too warm where it is overbearing. There's not a cloud in the sky, except for one. It looks like John Candy, but that could just be an illusion. After you've taken in all these surroundings, the long grass waving, you decide you want to move forward and explore the grassy hill, not whatever I said, the field thing, what I said before. As you begin to step forward, as your right foot plants for its very first step, a sharp pain shoots through it. Yow! You scream like a Looney Tunes character and begin to cry like a baby. You look down to see what is causing you such excruciating pain, and you see, oh my days, because you're British, because, I don't want anyone to be hurt in my ASMR segments, but if it is to be, it should be an English person or a British person, because they deserve it. I don't know. You look down in horror. There is a needle that is stuck in your foot, but not just a needle. A used, dirty needle used by a disgusting person who doesn't wash, doesn't bathe, most importantly has a disease of a bloodborne description. So that's probably the worst part of it, but the other stuff is pretty bad too. It's also rusty, so tinnitus, that's the wrong one. I mean tetanus, they sound the same. Although tetanus is more like tinnitus is more, no, switch those around. Get back on track. You pull the needle out and throw it away. Like a careless prick you are, just so someone else can stand on it. I have a hair in my mouth. Of course it's a dog hair. Fucking dog shitting like a dog. I don't disgusting person. You go eek ads, again because you're British and gross. And as you pull this one out, you look forward and see the field is no longer one of long green grass. It is one of used dirty needles. It's like looking out the front of a methadone clinic. That's how many there are on the ground. You go, oh, that looks painful to walk on. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that to myself. I was having such a fun time, such a fantastic time. So you look behind you to see if there's another way to go. You turn around to see an office building. Just a regular old square cube. Just a regular old cube office building. Just dreary and gross. Ooh, you say to yourself. Yucky. That makes me sick to my stomach, you say. In your head, because it's weird to talk out loud like a crazy person. You go, well, I guess it's better than walking on needles all day. So you continue to the building. As you get to the building, you notice something weird. It's the only building that's standing in this grassy field, which has somehow been split up into needles and grass. Some type of weird sports ground, you could say. Maybe in Windale. You go to the front door of the office building and you open it up. There's a receptionist who's a man, because we can be receptionists too. You know, it's 2024. We can do whatever a woman can do. It's true. You go up to him. You look down at the nameplate. You go up to him and you look down at the nameplate. And you notice his name is Gabriel. But it's spelled Gabriel. Like some fucking freak. You instantly punch him in the head and run away. Once you run around for a while in the office building, you find a lift and hit the up button. The lift comes down and it opens, and you walk into it just like any other lift. You don't know which floor to go to, and you select a random one. 9, for example. You go up this lift. As you go up the lift, you notice something. It's stopping at every floor, but no one's getting on. Like they've hit the button and then gone, fuck it, I'm going to use the stairs instead. This continues every floor until you get to floor 9. You get off on floor 9 and walk out into something that looks a lot like a studio. Some type of game show, or maybe even a panel show. You look behind you, there's a lot of seats for audience members possibly, but there's no one sitting there. You look back forward and see the name in lights. The Jerry Springer Show. Plot twist. You turn back around. You hear a sound and you turn back around. It's audience members clapping. That was it. Hands clapping. Nothing else. Nothing sexual. Not yet. Maybe that's on the B side of this. Anyway, back to it. While you're watching the crowd clap and hoot and holler, you feel a tap on your shoulder and you turn around quickly. It's Jerry Springer, smiling at you with an evil grin. Like that. brings the microphone to his mouth. As he does this, he begins to bring out every embarrassing moment from your past that's ever happened, ever, that swirls around your brain at 3 a.m. in the morning. The time you tripped over in front of your crush. The time you had a voice crack in front of your crush. The time you expressed your feelings to your crush and she said, "I don't see you that way." We should get away from those examples, but you get what I'm saying. The time you got water on your pants at school, and guess what? People thought you pissed yourself. Everyone was pointing and laughing. Piss boy, piss boy, piss boy, but you knew. You weren't the piss boy. You were just a boy who spilled water on his pants in an unfortunate position. It's bringing up a lot of stuff for me, actually. I better move on. All of these events sit down in the chair, and instead of doing a paternity test like in the Jerry Springer show, they do a test to see how embarrassing those things were actually, and do people still remember those things? And guess what? They do. Every single one, every embarrassing moment, every slip up, every mistake that you've ever made, everyone remembers it. Jerry Springer says so. You are the father of embarrassment and mistakes. You are an embarrassing mistake. This all becomes too much for you and it overwhelms you. You run out of the room, screaming, crying, pissing a little bit. That was the sound of you crying and pissing at the same time. As you run out stage right, you run into a big room. It's empty, there's nothing there, but you see a door at the end of it. So you keep pissing and crying and running towards the door. But there is no door. It was an illusion. You open it up and it's one of those fake Hollywood doors that aren't even doors, they don't go anywhere. There's just a wall behind the door. So you turn around, pissing and crying, and run back the other way. Back through stage right, onto the stage where everyone's still laughing and doing backflips and pointing at you going, embarrassing mistake, embarrassing mistake. Everyone remembers your embarrassing mistake. It's a little bit wordy, but it works in the context. As you're standing there, everyone laughing, Jerry Springer screaming at you, "Arr! You are the father of embarrassment." Black people backflipping just 'cause it's fun and they can do it. I can't, you wouldn't see me backflipping on stage because I don't have that athletic prowess. Everyone's backflipping at your misery. And then once you think it's unbearable, bang. Someone pulls a lever and you fall through the floor to your death. The end. If you aren't asleep yet, well, go to sleep, you dumb bitch. Do it. Do it. I won't ask again. If you haven't fallen asleep yet, read my lips. Shut the fuck, Sean. And fall asleep. Okay, otherwise, guess what? I'm gonna come up from under your bed and I'm gonna make you fall asleep. Put you in a headlock. Choke you out. No more oxygen for your brain. You're going to bed. Good night.